Hello and thanks for joining me, your sports pilot James Gloria, on another exciting edition of Sport Vibe on DNT. Where we'll bring you exciting and latest sport happenings across the world of sport every Tuesday. As you know, it's our tradition to do this, and this week won't be an exception. So I would implore you to please stay tuned, because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back. Starting with a quick one from the world of golf, we bring to you as Scott Scheffler was able to win the Player of the Year championship in the world of golf. It's a brief one, like I said, and congratulations to Scott Scheffler being able to win the Player of the Year 2024. And also let's go down to the world of rugby, where we talk about Ireland, who were able to defend their title back to back after defeating Scotland in the finals of that particular competition. The defending champion were able to successfully defend their title in the world of rugby to defeat Scotland in a dramatic final between these two. And also an interesting one in the world of tennis, as we talk about the Indian Wales that was concluded on Sunday, where we saw world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz successfully defending his title as he was able to see off Dani Medvedev in the finals. Remember, he was able to defeat Jannik Sinner in the semi-finals of that competition to proceed to the finals and become the first player to proceed to the finals to defend the title after Federer. It's an interesting one, as the world number 2 was able to smash and win the title for the second time in the Indian Wales. It's an interesting one for the young talent who has been doing incredibly well in the world of tennis and is writing his name in the history book of tennis as it's well right now in the world of tennis. And also quickly, let's move down to the world of football, where we'll bring to you another icon in the world of football, talking about the Saudi Arabian Professional Football League team, where we talk about Al Hilal, who becomes the first team in the history of football to go 28 match unbeaten in the world of football. 28 matches unbeaten in the world of football. In fact, it was a winning streak for them, 28 wins in a row in the world of football, coming from the Saudi Arabia Professional Football League club Al Hilal, winning 28 matches in a row. Quite an interesting one. They are topping in the Saudi Arabian Professional Football League. Notwithstanding, let's see if Al-Nassr will be able to do some wonders in the Saudi Arabian Professional Football League. And also in the world of football, let's talk about the Champions League that was played during the midweek, where we saw Arsenal proceeding to the quarterfinals of the Champions League for the first time since the year 2011, after being able to defeat Porto on a penalty kick in this round of 16 of the Champions League. Quite an interesting one for Arsenal Football Club, though they have been able to make it through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They will be facing Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We will be seeing another rematch of Arsenal Bayern Munich. Remember, Arsenal were defeated by Bayern Munich at some point. 8-2 is the Arsenal Football Club that we know, then different from the one that we'll be facing now, as the Thomas Tuchel side will be hoping to win the Champions League this season, which appears to be the only trophy available for them at the moment in the world of football. And talking about the Champions League draw, we talk about so many interesting draws that was made during the week, where we'll be seeing Real Madrid facing Manchester City in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And if you remember, these two were able to face each other 2 years ago, where we saw Real Madrid defeating Manchester City to win the Champions League. And you remember, a year ago, Manchester City defeated Real Madrid to proceed to the finals and was eventually able to win the Champions League. as we know that Real Madrid and Manchester City are one of the favorites to win the Champions League. We will be coming out with an upper hand in the Champions League fixtures that will be taking place in April, and also an interesting draw has been made where we'll be seeing PSG welcoming Barcelona in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Luis Enrique will be uniting with his former player. We talk about Xavi, and also we'll be seeing Atletico Madrid taking on Borussia Dortmund in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Quite an interesting one in the football world. They are yet to play in the Champions League, and we are anticipating a dramatic one and a twist in the Champions League, as we'll be waiting to see who will be lifting the Champions League in London this year, 2024. And also in the world of football, let's travel down to the Bundesliga, where we'll talk about the Englishman who is doing absolutely well in the Bundesliga right now. He becomes the first player to score 31 goals in his debut season in the Bundesliga. Talking about Harry Kane. Harry Kane, the striker, doing incredibly well in the Bundesliga. He has been able to surpass his individual record of scoring 31 goals in a season in his career. Remember, his previous season in the Premier League, he was able to score 30 goals behind Erling Haaland. Now he has scored 31 goals in the Bundesliga. Harry Kane can't stop breaking records in the Bundesliga. But quickly, let's go down on a very short break, and when we're right back, we continue right from where we stop. And welcome back. Starting from where we stop in the world of football, we're talking about Harry Kane. Let's talk about the Tottenham side, the former side of Harry Kane, who dropped points during the weekend to Fulham as they suffered a huge defeat to Fulham, 3-0 during the weekend. And you also know that Aston Villa dropped point against West Ham during the weekend. This is an interesting news for Manchester United in their hope of securing the Champions League football. Tottenham Hotspur were defeated by Fulham 3-0 during the weekend, and this means that Fulham was the first team to stop Tottenham from scoring this season in the Premier League. It's a huge defeat for Tottenham in their Champions League hope. And also talking about the Champions League hope, we talk about Manchester United, who are also fighting for their Champions League spot in the Premier League right now. Manchester United, a dramatic win and a dramatic comeback at extra time, see them proceeding to the semi-finals of the FA Cup after defeating Liverpool in the quarter-finals of that particular tournament. This was a dramatic one in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, where we saw Manchester United showing dominance and resilience to be able to win Liverpool to proceed to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They have been the team to knock out Liverpool on 11 occasions in the FA Cup competition. This is a record that they have had against Liverpool. They have defeated Liverpool 11 times in their meeting in the FA Cup to proceed to the next round. Manchester United will be facing Coventry in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, where we'll be seeing Manchester City taking on Chelsea at Wembley in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Next month, we will be winning the FA Cup. This time around, we witnessed Manchester United playing Manchester City in the FA Cup final last year. And will there be a replay between the Manchester side, the red side of Manchester, and the blue side of Manchester in the finals? There's one more lap to go between Coventry and Chelsea to see if that will be coming to pass in the world of football. And also in the world of football, before we bring it to an end, we talk about a league. We talk about the Spanish La Liga, where Barcelona are back at the second position in the La Liga table after they were able to emphatically defeat Atletico Madrid 3-0 at the Atletico Stadium. This was a dramatic one where you saw Joao Felix scoring a goal against his parent team in the La Liga table. And as things stands, Real Madrid are sitting comfortably 8 points clear Barcelona at the La Liga table. And also, let's talk about League One, and we talk about the League One player Mbappe, who there has been speculation around his future that he will be leaving PSG anytime soon. He was able to score an hat-trick for PSG during the weekend. In that match, he has been able to score 250 goals in Ligue 1 this season. He is the highest goal scorer in Ligue 1. Let's see if that speculation will be coming to pass and if Real Madrid will be adding to their accessories in the world of football. Right now, we can't just stop anticipating the next move and the next match to be played in the world of football. But this is the length at which we'll be going on this week's episode of Sport Vibe on DNT World. For more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handles at Sport Vibe on DNT World. Remain a law-abiding citizen. Enjoy your week. Thank you.